Wow. And in 1 minute, all you folks showed up here. When I started that intro, nobody was here. All you guys showed up. Wow. Thank you all so much. Sorry for no notice, guys. Charlie had a family emergency that literally popped up. And he texted me a little bit ago and said he couldn't make it on tonight due to a family emergency. And I'll be honest with you guys, I was sleeping when he texted a couple hours ago. So I literally just woke up 5-10 minutes ago and saw the text, and Zackson texted me and said, "Hey, are we going to go on live tonight? Charlie's got an emergency." I said, "Yeah, we'll head over to my channel." So hopefully Mr. Zackson will be up here in a few minutes, and we'll just have the stream tonight on Rob's here tonight. Wow, we have 21 people here already. That you guys are like the smartest. You guys are like the smartest viewers. I mean, no notice everything else. Everybody's like, "Oh, we'll just head over and see if Rob's doing it." And he's like, Rob's like, nobody's going to be here. Woo! Good evening, Don. Good evening, Gregory Gibson. Howard, Mighty Miss Ann. I got your mail today, man. Thank you. Wow, what a pleasant surprise. Danny D. Good evening, Danny. Howdy, James and Risha. Congratulations if Miss Risha is there with you, James, on her Canadian Largie. I get a chance tonight. I will show that off. Huge bucket lister by Miss Risha. Just can't find stuff like that around here. Tom Kingery, good evening, guys. How you doing, Tom? Marty V. James Eller. There's Beto. Good evening, Beto.
Lucky James Eller.
Yes, it is Lucky James Eller. He's correcting me. Sir, I apologize. Like I said, I thought I was subscribed to your channel, and I was not, and I am now. My apologies for that oversight earlier. So you have a new subscriber now. Evening, Mr. Jackson.
Morning, Rob.
That exciting, huh, sir?
Well, I was on the phone with a probation officer. I was giving someone a good reference.
Really? Serious?
Yeah.
I was just going to make a comment on that, but about I'll be doing that Tuesday for somebody, Zach.
Oh, did you get one of your neighbors arrested?
No, it's going to be for a family member.
Yeah. Hello, Bone Dead.
So,
hello, everybody in chat. Sorry I'm late.
That's all right. This is all kind of. If you think Charlie and I throw it together on his channel, it's really thrown together now.
Well, he texted me about 3-4 hours ago. I texted you about 2 hours ago.
I got Charlie's text at 6:32, and at 6:32 I was in La La Land, sir. And I literally woke up, threw some water in my face, brushed my teeth, brushed my hair, and yeah, he did text me at 6:32, and you texted me at 6:35. So again, my apologies, guys. I was in nappy poo land. When Denise literally woke me up like 12 minutes ago, I was like, "There's no way it's been 2 hours." And she's like, "Yeah, honey, it's been 2 hours. You've been sleeping." I was just, man, I was having a good night's sleep.
That's right. You got a long night of internet video watching to do.
Well, I've got my new obsession, Zach, on online.
Hold on. Does it involve fire, sites that ask permission to put cookies on, or a baking channel?
None of the three, sir.
We should be safe.
We should be. A buddy of mine was worried when I told him. He's like, "Oh, that sounds like a scam site." No, I am now on chess.com, guys. I told you, me and my buddy Steve tried to get together at Applebee's late at night for half price appetizers, and we played chess from like 10 o'clock at night till 2 in the morning at the restaurant. We haven't done that in probably over a year, but we got together last Thursday and did that. We had a blast. It was great getting together, and that got my chess my chest fired up. And I went on, and there is an actual website called chess.com that is set up just for you can play people around the world. Don't ask for, like you said, they don't ask for anything. You just sign up, pick a name. So it was really easy. I picked MENARDO Rob. There was actually somebody already on there as regular Menardo. I could not just take regular Menardo. I had to make it Menardo Rob. So there's another one of me out there. That's scary.
That is. Just make sure that when you're logging onto that site, you don't accidentally add a T.
I'm not.
Chests.
Oh, chest. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I tell Denise. I tell Denise it's chess.com. But yeah, that was an episode of Happy Days where he told her Richie told Fonzie, we played chess. You played with her chess? No, we played chess. That's what I tell Denise. I tell her it's chess.com, but I wouldn't have any problem with the T either instead of S. Thank you, honey. I got my SpaceX coffee cup where the rocket appears when you put coffee in it, and my SpaceX shirt. A lady asked me where I got the shirt today. I didn't know if that was good or bad. You never know. You got a 50-50 shot of. But anyway, let's finish saying hi to these good people. Good evening, Javier. Gregory Gibson. Rocky Fry, good evening. Howdy, Jim Steele. Congratulations on your win over at Shane's Thursday night. Even Shane knows the phrase, my name's Jim Steele. I never win anything. I was rolling when he was saying that, Jim, but congratulations on your win over at Shane's Thursday night. And there's Miss Lucinda. Her winning $50 from the Coin Estate giveaway has gone out. Good evening, Mr. Minix. Billster. Yeah, like I said, Bill, thanks for figuring this out. Like I was sleeping, guys. Please, everybody, say a prayer or two with Mr. Charlie. He's dealing with some family issues, and I wish I was up there that I could help him, sir.
Yeah.
Howdy, Nick Monar. Good evening, Mark the Berg Hunter.
You know, that's an unfortunate thing about a spread out as your internet friends are is if somebody actually needs help with something, whether it's emotional, physical, moving day, whatever it is, like that. Man, I'd help you, but you're 3,000 miles away.
Yeah, I mean, Dalton's on the other side of the county, and this is we live in a big county, but still, he's 45 minutes away, 40 minutes away. Troy's south of me in St. Pete, straight down the highway. He's only about a half hour, 35 minutes away. Parker had passed 3 hours from the other side of the state with him in Kimberly. But no, Mr. Charlie, 9 hours away. I am in the middle of Florida. Mr. Charlie is in the corner in the peninsula of Florida. And I did that trip once, I think, years ago, before I started having all my periods happened. And it's a long drive.
Minix does have a good point.
That is Minix. But lately, not even Fred's been asking. Just Denise has been asking to borrow the truck. She borrowed the truck twice this week.
You make her ask?
No, I don't make her ask because she wants me to ask to borrow her car because she has a nice new shiny car. But no, she doesn't need to ask.
I mean,
I was sleeping the other day, Zach, and she came home and she didn't even call me outside to help her unload the rototiller. She had the neighbor do that, and her and the neighbor rototiller the front yard.
To be honest, Rob, as far as like loaning you my vehicle or anything, you rank somewhere in between not going to happen and that brother-in-law you shouldn't. Man, I really want to help you out, but remember last time?
Well, that's the one thing. That's maybe one of the only good things about the hip being bad is nobody calls me to help them move things anymore.
I don't mind helping on moving day.
Evening, Danny D, Rock, Ringo, and Czar. Phil Garner, good evening. And there's Miss Amanda, Carrie Oldery, Lance McMillan. Good evening, Lance. Javier, Bra, Mark the TBH.
Hi, Danny.
Denise says, hi, Danny D. Good evening, Miss Wendy. Good evening, Colonel. Wow, we jumped from 21 people to 50 people in literally 13 minutes.
Man, that exploded faster than driveway fire.
It did. Oh, by the way, the driveway fire, Denise actually bought a, what kind of tree is it, D? To replace the burning tree? What kind of tree did you buy? Denise bought another topiary tree to replace the one that I burnt that didn't come back.
Okay. Now we all know that you won't make the same mistake again and accidentally burn a tree down. But I would like to give you a caution before you start playing with like liquid nitrogen, because you figure it'll be safer or something. Don't do it by the tree, please. Because if you burn one tree and you freeze the other one in Florida, it's just not going to go well.
No, I'm not allowed to play with liquid nitrogen. I'm not allowed to play with fire. I'm not allowed to play with. She even gets nervous when I use power tools, as you can see when I cut through that one table. That was not a joke done for the internet, guys. I did literally cut through that table that she said, "Now you got it spaced right, so you don't cut through the table, right?" Yeah. And over there making sawing noises.
Any one of us who have ever used saws or power tools on a regular occasion that hasn't cut through a table, a cord, or a piece they weren't supposed to cut through is lying.
We had a neighbor across the street from Denise's, and the guy was in his, how old was Marty? Probably in his late 50s.
Yeah, he was pretty young when he passed away. He was in his 60s.
Right, but probably when I had the house across the street that I was rehabbing, and we were cutting down all those trees and vines in the backyard, he was probably in his late 50s. The guy, he'd never moved out of his parents' house. He was in his 50s, and he lived in his parents' house, okay, with 8 female siblings, okay, between siblings and grandkids and nieces and nephews. He was the only testosterone, and he had never really done anything manly. So when I was out there back, and he came out with a skill saw and wanted to start cutting trees with me. And of course, the first time that he hit the tree with that, it jumped back and cut the cord. He was done for the day. Out there trying to trim trees with a Craftsman circular saw, and that just went right through the cord. Hi, kitty. Thought crap was falling out of Zack's ceiling there.
No, that's its spot.
Oh, that's his spot? Okay.
Yeah, this is a desk that has shelves up on the top layer,
okay.
Or cabinets or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So it jumps up here and it jumps up on the top, and it looks out. There's a window right behind me. So it just sits there and stares out the window until it sees something it wants to go kill.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Pat Paul.
Howdy, Pat. Beth, excuse me. Howdy, Pat Paul. Good evening, Fairy Dust. There she is. There's Miss Risha. Hi, Miss Risha. Howdy, Tom K. Old Payload. Dropped and forgotten. Good evening. 7 Stacks. Good evening.
Iron Antlers here as usual. Remember, Team Beard.
Team Beard. That's right. Like I say, she had a great find. She got a 1859 Canadian Largie. It's beautiful. Let me see if I can pull that up.
It's nice.
Why doesn't it ever stay up on my? Oh, I know why, Chuck. Zach, I don't sound right. There we go.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I always forget the boom mic.
No,
Zach, it's funny. I do so many intros for the channel, and I play it back, and I'm like, why doesn't the sound right? And then you look over, and there's the microphone over there to the side.
Very nice, Nick.
Nope, let's put that down. Alrighty, guys, let's see if I can pull this up here as a picture, image file. No, I'll never be able to find that as an image file. Oh, look at that. There it is. Alrighty, guys, that's Miss Risha's Bone Dead Heathens. That's her Canadian Largie she found. She told me it rang up like a zinc. And that is the front. And there is the back. That is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Is that silver?
Do what? No, they're copper.
Okay.
But they're about the size. They're almost the size of a $50, Zach. They're a little smaller than a $50. Canada and the United States. The United States stopped using the Largie in 1857 or 58, I believe. And then they did the Flying Eagle small scent for 3 years. I think like 56, 57, and 50. 1858, something like that. And then the Indian head penny, I believe, started in 1859. But Canada continued to do the large set up to, I think, 1908 or 1909. And then Canada finally went to a smaller cent too. So I do have one Canadian largely like that one, but mine's like a 1903 or 1909. I do not have any large cents, Canadian or American, in the 1800s. That is just a phenomenal find there. Congratulations.
It is. Digging Louisiana, Charlie had some stuff going on, so he's not streaming on his tonight.
Yeah, he had a family emergency. So,
hey Rob, me and my son were out running a call this morning, and we were about 60 miles away, and we just got done with some lunch. Already finished with the work, and we had Mexican food for lunch. And this particular little Mexican restaurant had some upbeat Mexican music on. You know, it's not bad music. So we're outside stretching our legs before we get in the truck and run an hour back home. And the thought occurred to me: I wonder if they make Mexican death metal. They do.
Do they really?
He threw it in his phone real quick, and before you knew it, we had Mexican death metal.
Does it sound like United States death metal?
Yes.
Because I would imagine if you texted Germany death metal, it would probably sound a lot the same.
I know the Germans and Russians do it. I know the Euros.
I know Germany's got a really big death metal.
Hello, Rose Nose Megas. That looks like we're getting a full raid from Rose Nose JP Bar tonight. Oh, they're streaming
this over here, Rose. Mr. Charlie had a family emergency tonight, Rose. Kind of at the last minute, so we decided. Zackson texted me, and we just popped over here. Rose, I got the email from Carson, and I got the winner's name for the WWP fundraising you guys did for the Wounded Warrior Project, and I will get that gentleman. Congratulations on the winner. I will get his Benji $50 that I donated out to him Monday. Like I said, I got Lucinda's $50 out, and I got Little Penny Coins $50 out for the my giveaway. And since I'm pretty much caught up, guys, like 98% caught up with prizes, I decided to start another giveaway, guys. You already saw the intro video. It's fun, Zach, when you get people that have never been to your channel before. And I'm not here to make fun of anybody tonight.
No, I will if you want me to.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's your job. I had 3 people. I put the video up, and I held up the $18.99 barber half, and so this is what the prize is going to be. So I had 3 people that have never been to my channel before. They saw the email go across the screen, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to jump in on this giveaway. I'm going to get registered right away." And they went, "It's an $18.99 barber." as the mystery coin.
I got about a minute into that video, and I realized that I was going to have to be able to identify a coin that probably wasn't easy, and I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah, it is going to be easier, obviously, if you metal detect and you find coins in crappy shape. I mean, this coin is 100% roached. I might show a quick picture of it tonight as a quick. Yeah, you know what? As a quick, we'll show a quick picture of it later tonight.
It's a bonus to people who actually view.
That's right. That's right. And we're gonna do 2 clues. I talked to Papa Rouse today, and because I co-host his on Tuesdays when I get back from trivia. I usually get there somewhere between 1:15 and 9:40 when Bill's stream's going. He usually has Mark the Berg Hunter and Madison Maine Ritchie up there as co-host before I get there from trivia. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to put on a community post on Tuesday before we go to trivia.
I'm with you, She Devil.
Well, you can't guess yet, Tommy. We haven't shown it yet, but we'll show the coin tonight. It is. I won't give that clue out yet, but it is a completely roach coin that I found, and. But they did. 3 people already sent me guesses saying, "Hey, I how do I get in this giveaway? I see it's an $18.99 barber." And I'm like, so I had to send a nice polite email to folks saying, "Hi, I appreciate your enthusiasm. I'm sorry if I was confusing on the instructions, but I'm posting the short with the actual roach coin on it Sunday at noon. So please check that out and then come back here and give me your guess like you did with the email. But no, it's not the coin that I showed. That's pretty easy to identify, especially when I tell you what it is. So I said that's the prize coin. So, but yeah, guys, it's just a fun little giveaway we're gonna have with this. So yeah, obviously, if you metal detect or you're a coin collector, or you do boxes of coins like Marty does and Super Nick Molnar and a few other people that do boxes of coins, they might have a little bit of advantage because but it's roached. I mean, it is. I've only found one other coin that was more roached than this coin, and the other coin I was never able to positively identify. Well, it is Saturday night's King's Gold. We do get a little crazier on Saturday night than we do on Sunday mornings.
That's King's Gold. He's from the gold community. Him and Pat would be absolutely off of the charts with each other.
Well, I think Pat texted me the other day saying there's no Zoom coming up on Wednesday because him and the wife are taking the motorhome, and I think they're heading up to Brewers area up in the Tennessee area because I know Pat's got family up there too, and I know. And last summer he was looking at houses up there. They never quite found one that worked out right for them to buy, and I don't know if they're still looking or not. But Pat did text and say they're going to be on the road with the motorhome next week.
Rose Knows Treasures along with Grease Monkey Prospecting, they're having a really big event up there somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It may be up there. I know Pat's kind of like the detectorist liaison to the gold panning community. I know Pat really enjoys doing that too, and I know Charlie and I are eventually going to get to try it here on the Saturday night show or the Sunday morning show. I've got my 3 bags. Rose sent me a bag. And so I've got, and then like I say, you sent me the gear. So I've got the stuff here. Now that we've got the other table, the roll top desk sold on Craigslist, and we've got that moved out, and I've got my permanent desk set up. We do have this big empty space right here that we can put the one of the garage sale tables up, and we'll pick a nice day. We'll have the door open, and we'll set it up so I can set it up right behind me and just be a little further away from the screen, and we'll do some gold panning.
I thought about doing something today. I do mine on my porch.
Yeah, that'd be a good place for me to do it off screen too. We got the patio right out back here, and then obviously underneath the nice carport and the pool patio.
You're gonna be so timid about losing any gold, which you don't need to be. You're gonna be so timid about losing any gold. You're not gonna be splashing like a freaking.
No, no, I'm not gonna be. Yeah, you're right. I'm probably gonna do it a little more conservative like.
I'm a little rougher with it
because you're right. I'm not going to want to lose any of those little flakes because it's going to be a first time thing for me. I'm looking forward to it.
You should.
Another one of those cool bucket list things you've never done before. Good evening, Dirt Devil Roger. Welcome.
Nick Molnar does it in a shed. What is the Sabbath question? Papa Rouse, I believe that was a trivia question about how Black Sabbath got started.
See, I'm not even down there yet. Good evening, Tommy. Howdy, Drop. Howdy, Ringo.
You got
Mr.
another
Scott McClory. Welcome, Scott.
Gold community member offering you help if you need it.
Thank you, Mr. Culver. Much appreciated. Thanks for being here tonight. Good evening, DK1 Detect.
Papa Rouse, what was the answer to your Black Sabbath question? They're asking, and I don't know. King's Gold.
Just Nick, that's something I definitely would need to do that. Click that. Are you over 18? And do you accept, like Zack said, do you accept our cookies? No. But I'm sorry, you cannot log on.
Papa Rouse says they were inspired by Christopher Lee. That still does nothing for me.
Christopher Reed?
Lee.
Oh, Christopher Lee. Okay. Good evening, Indiana on Earth. Brian Oilier, Finding America. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Miss Lucinda. Guys, I keep asking Denise to remind me, but I'm going to pile them all up here tonight, so I have them in front of me tomorrow. I've got 5 pieces of mail have come in over the last couple of weeks, including the bag of pay dirt and some other cool stuff that people have got me. Miss Mermaid sent me a cool little gift, really nice gift. So we're going to be opening up some mail tomorrow, and
Nice.
I actually did figure out Mermaid's Monday Digs word last week and figured out how to do it correctly. Oh, Christopher Lee, the horror movie star. Okay. I didn't know he was a heavy metal singer, though. See, Bill just knows cool trivia facts like that.
King says they were at a horror movie and thought it would be neat to make horror rock.
Indiana Unearthed. I hope everyone was able to see our new video tonight. I will definitely go check that out. He's got a cool logo, too.
Bishop, I think we did. I think we came to the conclusion that Rob accidentally mailed out the Real.
Yeah, I looked for it again, Zach. I was like I say, I got 11 prizes out today, and 3 of those were dimes. And I looked, and 2 of them said Dirt Troll and Troy dimes. So I'm like, okay, that's great. I got the Dirt Troll and Troy dimes right here in my little plastic tub. Oh, you can't see it behind me. That's this little plastic tub of all my different silver coins, and that's why they're all spread out on the table, because I was looking for an extra dime and I couldn't find any dimes. And so I opened up that 50 cal metal box that coin collection estate sale came that I bought last year, and I thought I had another dime book in there, and I didn't. But I went through all the bags and all the different things, and I thought, come on, have that Real fall out of somewhere. But no, I've come to the conclusion, Zach, that somebody's coin collection actually has a 2x2 Real sitting there instead of a rosy dime. So
Could be mine.
Hey, it's got a little cross with 2 pillars on the back of it. Yeah, and that's the little Real. First and only one I've ever held. Thank you, Roger. Like I say, I didn't realize I had it. Didn't have my mic.
Here's a call to action. Rocky Mountain Brad's talking about some metal detecting event in Colorado. He wanted to get some partners in for it. I have no clue what that's about, but if you're in Colorado,
well, it's always like Troy and I did the, we went to the Florida hunt together, and we went together one year, and then Kimberly and I stayed together at 2 different events, and we shared rooms, expenses, and gas. So that's maybe what he's looking for. The event in Colorado is the one that I believe DK and Tony's metal detecting club puts on. 5280 Adventures, Tony. Yeah, that's a pretty big event out there, Chris.
Well, I think the medical detectors said it's the Sam-I-Ams, not Solomon. Never mind.
There you go, Tom K. If you only need anything, I'm only 18 hours away. Well, yeah, that's only double what it takes me to get to Charlie's. And guys, I'm hoping that I'll be up there in 2 weeks. I'm planning on it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to detect with the hip, but I at least want to get up there and say hi to him and Mr. Shane. Part of that's going to be with Mr. Charlie's got some of the some things going down up there.
So get this, Rob. I've got my oldest turns 18 at the end of next month. Graduates high school turns 18. We have parented so well that they plan on leaving the house within 2 days of turning 18. Win.
Are you serious? They've set themselves up so well that they can do that?
I don't know about set themselves up so well, but they want themselves gone that bad.
Wow.
No, her and her little boyfriend do okay. So, but we're just talking to her about it today. No, in June. All right.
Well, tell her I said happy birthday, happy big 18. Tell her they're all downhill after that.
Just I'll let her figure out herself.
No, Martin, I know it's fun to joke about that, but please say Mr. Chipper for Mr. Charlie. He's dealing with some stuff right now.
Lynch says that's a dream. Don't worry, I got 5 others to fail. I got 5 others to fail me, so I'm sure at least 1 or 2 are sticking around.
didn't know Tim and Kathy had any still at home. Good evening, Tim and Kathy. Yeah, sorry, Digging SoCal. Charlie did text me 2.5 hours before the show, but like I say, I generally try and sleep between 6:30 and 9, and that's exactly when Charlie texted me. So did Mr. Zack, and I didn't get either one of them until I woke up at 9:35, 10 minutes before the show, and sat down at the computer to log on to Charlie's and didn't see it, and that's when I checked my phone. I don't have my text settings set on a noise type thing, so I don't usually hear my text. There's Miss Mandy's Candy. Good evening, Mandy. Howdy, Martin. Howdy, Workmans.
They're ready to go. I didn't realize this, but she's going to look at an apartment, I believe, next week, or within the next week or so. I'm like, you realize you're 17, right?
They wouldn't let them. You're not allowed to sign a lease, are you? At that age? Is her boyfriend 18?
Her boyfriend's 20, just turned 20.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Indiana. I'm very much appreciated.
I'm not worried about it. They're good kids. She's honor roll, college classes in high school, doesn't have first or last period because she's so far ahead in credits that she didn't even need to go this year.
Nice, Zach. Very nice.
She's a good kid.
Zach, when I graduated high school in 79, way back in the ancient times, you only needed 15 credits to graduate high school. And back then, taking college credits in high school was like in its infancy. We only had one or two people like our class valedictorian did that kind of shit. You know, Rob barely scraping by with the AB average. We didn't do that so what I did was my senior year, I only went a half a day. I went every day at 11:30. And so I only had 4 classes. I had first period history, first period PE, second period history, third and fourth auto shop. And then I left with my car from the auto shop garage. I left home and drove back, got my truck, and I was out mowing lawns within 45 minutes of I had my own lawn business in high school, so I had 40 lawns. And so I was mowing within an hour being home from high school, did that till dark. But they need something like 23, like 8 more classes than I needed. It's insane the amount of classes they need now to graduate high school.
Well, they got to have 215 credits, which mine had before she started her senior year. So they're just So really, they're just stroking her along to get the federal money. But I mean, even my 10th grader, every semester, quarter, or whatever they are, I don't know their fancy words. I have to sign all these papers for advanced placement classes, college classes. They're smart kids, so they do well.
Yeah, both my buddy's older 2 daughters. He's got 3 daughters. Both my buddy's older 2 daughters. The time they graduated high school, they already had a year of classes done at the local community college. So after 1 year, they graduated with their associate's degree, and so by the end of the first year at a high school, they were starting University of South Florida, or excuse me, whatever 4-year college they went to. They already started it with their 2-year degree, 1 year out of high school. So, and both of them are very successful young ladies now.
That's good. I encouraged mine to sit around and enjoy the free, and just use up the time and just hammer college classes. Keep working your little job. Enjoy the free. It doesn't cost her nothing to live here. I pay the insurance. I pay everything. I pay her car insurance. Enjoy the free, live stress free, and build up the credits. But that's not what she wanted to do, and that's fine too.
Good evening, Ferris Grump. Welcome, and I'll try and get you. Wrenched up tonight. Good evening, Angie and Rick. Howdy, Papaw.
Yeah, King. Same here. Angie did well in high school, and she only had to go a half a day. So
yeah,
that's not a good thing.
Boom. Thank you, Nick Molnar. Much appreciated, sir. Boom. Thank you. Sorry you didn't see that a couple minutes earlier. Oh my God, I'm 20 minutes behind on the chat already. Let me get going on there. Hi, Miss Dina. Howdy, Workmans. Howdy, Keegan. Howdy, Captain Vic. Yodi. Howdy, hi ho Silver. Miss Dina. Catch these up real quick. Yeah, he had a family emergency tonight, sir. evening, Heather. Welcome to the stream. Sorry I'm so late saying hi to these people.
Nice, Lucinda.
Wow, sorry I got so far behind, guys. Good evening, Carrie. It's funny because Zach is my little cursor thing that goes down the side of the chat. It's only like this far above the bottom, but yet I'm 17 minutes behind.
I keep it on live and I just miss what I miss.
Well, that's you keep us current on that.
Hello, Doug.
Howdy, Doug. Good evening, Jay Paul. Yeah, there's 3 people here tonight that I'll get wrenched up tonight, guys. Let me get caught up with the chat. Scroll down here on the StreamYard side. Good evening, Detecting with Jim. Welcome. Saying hi to everybody. Rose is in Ohio somewhere. Okay. Yeah,
they're keeping the location until after you purchase your tickets. I mean, they'll give you a vague location, but it's an event, so they're not doing it to make money, but to fund the event itself. So
right. Evening medical.
It's kind of by invite, but I'm sure it's going to be an awesome event.
There you go, Tom Kingery. Use a safety catch pan, and you don't have to worry about losing gold. I'll probably be pretty careful, Tom.
They were asking some of the event goers if they had any allergies, like peanut allergies or shellfish allergies or something like that, so they could try and make the camp, acceptable for them. One of them made the comment about beef allergies. If you have beef, chicken, or pork allergies, you are not welcome.
Yeah, I would imagine that's a red meat kind of place. Howdy, dropped and forgotten. There's Mystic. Good evening, Mystic. Dirt Devil said I posted a new vid earlier today. Also, folks, we'll have to go check his out. There's What's in the Plug. Good evening, John. Evening, Chris. Boom. Bill got his $2 bill and silver merc for me today. I got Bill's magnets that I won the other week on his show. And man, for a little teeny magnet, those babies are strong. We replaced some of the magnets on the fridge, and I got close to the fridge, and bam, that baby just stuck right to the fridge. So thank you, Bill.
Nice. Now running across your coin collection.
Yeah. Oh, Team Lynch says we sold some gold today, and we did well. What did gold?
Gold's like 3,200 an ounce right now, ballpark.
33.27. Wow, that's up there, guys.
A vial about that tall, about an inch and a quarter, inch and a half tall, little skinny one. Smaller than that probably. A vial smaller than that and about as long to my fingers is $4,000 worth of gold right now.
Good time to be a gold panner, guys. Good evening, Mr. Dennis. Welcome to the chat.
It's a good time to have saved a whole bunch from before.
Yeah.
Some of
Howdy, Snap. Howdy, PA. I've got two
1/10
1/10 gold coins that I bought back in the mid 90s. And I paid $42 for those 1/10 gold coins, which means gold was around $4.50 an ounce. So that gold is almost 8 times in value.
Well,
yeah, Mr. Biddy says send me one so I could check.
If they're 10th ounce, and you got 2 of them, that's $600 worth of gold minimum before any numismatic value.
Yeah, guys, Mr. Marty, I think on Shane's show Thursday night, I think Marty said he was 4 short, and Mr. Marty Verstel, he passed over 1,000 subs Thursday night on Shane's show. Congratulations, Marty. Welcome to the 1,000 subscriber club.
Very nice. Dirt Devil Detecting is wanting to know if we have any discount codes for Detector's Warehouse.
We do. I'll put it up right now. It is thanks 10, Roger. It'll get you $10 off a $100 purchase, and any purchase they have over $100 or more on Detector Warehouse is free shipping. And I believe virtually all his machines are free shipping too. And Mind Labs got $500 off off a Manicure right now, and there's several things that some of the manufacturers have lowered in price, so they've got some good deals going over. And they're coming out with they just came out with a new 36-inch shovel too. Really nice looking shovel with the dual serrated edges. So, but yeah, thanks, 10. So thank you, Roger, for asking.
Well, why gold? If you need to sell some gold, there's plenty of people in chat that would be happy to oblige you.
Yeah, PA. I'm working on losing the weight, sir. It's coming off a lot slower than I thought. I'm trying to do it without getting on any kind of prescription program for weight loss, but I may have to wind up doing that. I can't say too much after that, like I say, because this stupid car crash from 26 months ago is still in litigation, so I really can't talk about it.
You know, when you finally get the $78 from that settlement, you would have rather just talked that much.
I'm telling you, Zach, if I could snap my fingers today and be able to walk fine with no pain, I just
absolutely
just make my hip good, okay? I'm not here for the money. Of course, I hope my lawyer never sees this stream. I just want to freaking walk again, okay?
Yeah.
He can't change the locks. Why gold? He's got too many still at the house. He's got a basketball team here.
Baseball infielders.
Oh my gosh. Tommy says I have one that left and came back twice.
The wife asked me, she's like, what are you going to do with their room? I said, give it to one of the other ones. Well, you're not going to make it into like your room or something? No, it's right next to yours.
All right, Mr. Greg's got a new video out too, guys. Finding America. That's the third video I'm going to have to check out tonight. I am actually going to write myself some notes.
That's why you need a midday nap, because all these people give you extra stuff to watch for the 6 hours after you get done.
I enjoy watching some. Says he's got a very awesome bucket list. I enjoy watching cool stuff come out of the. I really enjoy watching cool stuff come out of the ground.
Good.
All righty. Good evening, Rob Weigel.
Taking the kids out for something on, I believe Wednesday this week for their spring break or whatever. We got a ton of San Diego ideas to go visit. Do you guys have a lot of spring break locations over there are your beaches like spring break locales? What do you mean, like party?
Yeah, like where people show up from around the country like they do at Miami Beach and
yeah, they start partying on January 1st and they end on December 31st.
Oh.
There's about a 4-minute gap where they're watching the fireworks that resets the whole cycle.
Ours is just ending. Obviously with Easter tomorrow, our spring break's just ending. But yeah, we had Zack. It was 92 here today. We set another heat record here today. But fortunately, our humidity's not bad yet. It was absolutely gorgeous outside today. It was one of them tourist postcard, what's the word I'm looking for here? Chamber of Commerce kind of days. Just put that on a postcard and bottle this kind of day.
It was cold down here today.
Yeah, Rob, they're way, that's up there with Sheldon level, okay, from Big Bang Theory. 11 years old and he was going to college. Yeah.
Lake Havasu is still a little bit of a party spot, but I don't know if the youngsters go there.
There's Can Do Outdoors. Good evening, Mr. Can Do.
That's Mr. Can Do. He's the one who made all those waving wood flags you see over in the gold community guys' backgrounds.
Those things are gorgeous. Absolutely.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
he made them for a while and then put an end to them, so they're like unobtainable. Unobtainable.
Yep, PA in high school, I had 30 to 40 lawns in high school, and some of those people that their Florida house was their was their winter house, so they were gone all summer. So they either sent me a check from out of state. I did have one customer that was actually out of the country in England, and he sent me a check every month. So as a 16, and I started mowing lawns at 12. So by the time I was 13, 14, I had like 20 lawns in the neighborhood that I pushed my mower to. And then when I turned 16, my parents had a station wagon, so we threw the mower and the weed eater and the edger in the back. And then at 18, at 17, I got a truck. And and not only that, but I worked at Pizza Inn as a cook at the night shift from 5:30 to closing at midnight on the weekends, Friday and Saturday. And then on the weekend days that I wasn't doing that, my high school ex-girlfriend, her and her parents had a hay farm. And at 17, she had a commercial chauffeur's license where she drove a semi. So we would take the semi up to North Florida, up in the rural country areas, and we would load 400 bales of hay into her father's semi from the hay farm that they cut. And then I would just sit in the passenger seat with her, and we would drive that back to they had a mobile home or a trailer outside their main house that us teenage slobs stayed in the trailer. And then we get up the next morning, and after loading it, getting a good steak dinner, we'd drive it back to Tampa and unload it at a I don't want to say a hay store, like a country store, like a horse tack store. And we would drop off an entire semi hay. But yeah, when you're 17 and you're mowing lawns with a walk behind self-propelled mower, and you're walking doing 30, 40 yards a day, and then you're loading 400 bales of hay. Yeah, I was actually in shape in high school. But always had money in my pocket, Zach, in high school. I had more money in high school than I did up through my 30s, okay?
I've never had an issue. Some motivation, though, for sure.
Wow, Lucinda, wow. No, I lived at home all the way through my college years. Howdy, Doug. Dennis has popped in to say hello, going back to sleep. Thank you, Dennis. Much appreciated. Evening, Cat Mom. Welcome.
Minutes is watching.
We had a safety meeting this morning.
I'll find it in 15 minutes.
One permission and pulled two 1905 and a 1907 vehicles. I'm telling you, Charlie's got to get out there with you, John.
Listen, he was all the way back at your 2 jobs at 16 own apartment.
Yeah. Lake Havasaw. I've been to Lake Havasaw. Got there once on our California trip, NorCal.
Lake Havasu.
Oh, is that how you pronounce it? Lake Havasu? Okay. All right, get out of town.
I'll be back in just a minute, bro.
34 minutes and I'm caught up. Look at that. I'm actually caught up. There's Lucinda and past and presents. So thank you, folks. And now I'm going to go over to the non-StreamYard side. And there I just saw Kings of New York, add as moderator, got him done, saved. And let's see who else I can see here, guys. See if we can find Can Do or evening MD4K. Good evening. Yeah, luckily, Relic Reaper Don, my parents were, as long as I stayed in college and I had a job, I stayed at my parents. Well, even when I became a police officer at 24, I was still living at home. And then during my first year of being a police officer, I qualified for my first home loan and bought my first house. All right, let me make sure I find the people that aren't wrenched up, guys. See if we can go back here and find them. There's 3 of them here. I got King of New York, Gold. Let's see if I can find Can Do. I'll just keep finding King's Gold. If I see somebody else go by that's not wrenched up, guys, I'll try and get you wrenched up. So thanks for everybody being here tonight on such short notice. please keep Mr. Charlie in your prayers, guys. He's got some family emergency going on, so please keep Charlie in your thoughts. He's way too nice of a guy, folks. Yeah. My dad. When I was in high school, my dad had a massive heart attack. Well, he had several heart attacks, and it took my parents like 3 years, but my dad finally qualified for Social Security disability, and so my parents got a check for each of us kids through the Social Security disability, and I got my check, I think, through 21 or 22. You got it past, if your child wasn't in college, it stopped at 18. Well, my sister didn't go to college, so her check stopped at 18. But as long as I stayed in college, that's what my parents used to help us pay for college. So I got my 2-year degree from the local junior college, like my buddies' 2 kids did, and then I went to I commuted to University of South Florida in Tampa, which was for area was a big university. It had about 25,000 people. Now I think it's around 60 or 70. They're not quite as big as University of Florida and FSU, but it's pretty big now. I mean, they've got their own Division I football team. When I went to school there, they didn't have a football team. But yeah, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, our NFL team. For a long time, we only had one player in the NFL Hall of Fame, and that was Leroy Selman, who was one of our greatest players from the late 70s and early 80s. And he became their first athletic director at University of Florida, South Florida, when they were starting their football team, and he was their first AD. And he got that program off the ground, and you know, they play with the big boys now in Division I. So now, yeah, Jim, my parents never made me pay rent. They let me save the money that I made from mowing lawns. Like I said, now, of course, you know, my father had a simple rule. It was his house, his rules. If you didn't like his rules, you know, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Hi, Mrs. Jackson. So that's what. Ouch, Bill, at 11? Ouch. Evening, Deb Melvin. Thank you, She-Devil. There's T-Rep. Hi, bye, see you. Thanks for popping in, T-Rep. Wow, look at Vernon. He is up here on the late show. He's saying, what's up, everybody? Welcome, Vernon. It is a play late for Vernon at 10:30.
Some of us actually go to bed at normal hours, Rob.
I go to bed some nights, Zach, about an hour before Denise goes up. I will have to admit there's days that she's not real happy that she comes home and she left the house on the computer playing chess.com. She comes home from work and I'm still on the computer playing chess.com. What'd you get done today? Did you get any prizes out?
She's gonna be even madder when she figures out it's still the same game.
No, it's they're 10-minute games. It's not speed chess like your professionals that do speed chess. Those are that have the clock that you do the move and hit the clock that you see on TV or all these chess tournaments. Those are 5-minute games. And if you haven't beat your opponent in 10 minutes, you lose. The clock times out. So isn't it great having kids, Zach? Just coffee comes to you?
Takes a lot of work to make that happen. Fear, intimidation. She knows that. They know right now. They just went shopping for clothes for graduation or something like that, and she's like, "Oh, I want some money for a shirt." Better not tell me no.
She's standing with her hands on her hips. Hi, Zach's daughter.
I would have got her too.
You did.
Mr. Minix says, "I'll try this sleep thing all you keep talking about someday." No, sleep is good, Mr. Minix.
Minix does the same thing I do. I know what Minix does.
My mom used to say,
he has this funny mold on the ground all winter where he lives.
My mom used to say, when I was a little baby, you were best when you're sleeping. That's when you weren't any problems. Well, let me tell you now, sleeping's a good time because that's when you're in no pain. Denise gave me half a pain pill before we came on, but the problem with these half a pain pills is they won't kick in for about an hour for me. So we'll probably just logging off when the pain pill kicks in. So I'll be feeling really good for the next 2 hours, 3 hours afterwards.
Well, you don't want to sleep that off.
Yeah, that's the fun time. Absolutely, Mystic. Rob, coffee, brain work gooder together. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, Miss Denise has already gone to sleep tonight. Thank you, Mr. Beard. Smash those things up. There you go, guys. Tom Kingery's got the link up to JP's bar. Please head over there, guys, and give them a thumbs up. See if we can get them up to. Let's see where we're at tonight for thumbs up. Let me hit refresh. And we are, wow, 74 people. Let's see if we can get them up to about the same. 71 people with 74 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Good evening, Miss Silver Wishes. Detecting with Jim. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, Denise and I sat here and we watched the 6:30 news. I do take after my father. That guys, I grew up with my father, not missing the 6 o'clock local news and the 6:30 nightly national news. I like the NBC.
I'm with Marty on this one. Tinnitus sucks.
I've never had that bad. I've only.
Well, it's one of those things. Once you get it there, it doesn't go away. The only thing you can do is mask it. If you're distracted or soft background music or something like that, then you lose track of paying attention to it. But as soon as you're reminded or it goes silent or something, then you get the continuous ringing.
When I tore that, what, 4 or 5 or 6 years ago, when I was still fairly new metal detecting, I think it was like 6 or 7 years ago when I was in my first or second year metal detecting, and I did that series. I saw JD's Variety Channel did a series where he could only eat food one day on what he found in the ground metal detecting. So I decided to take that to the nth degree, and I did a 1 week challenge where I could only eat food that I could buy with money I made metal detecting. So what I did was I gave myself the only parameters I gave myself, I should have put a full tank in, but I gave myself a 3/4 of a tank of gas. And then I started off with a pitcher of water, a thermos of water that first day. And I went to a park that had never been hit before. And I went there and got like $3-4. And I went to McDonald's and got the 99-cent burrito. So I was able to eat breakfast and just have water. I don't even think I got myself a cup of coffee that morning. And then I hit 2 other parks. And by the end of that first day, I had like $7.80 and change. So I was able to buy a loaf of bread at the 99-cent store. And I made myself some French toast the next day. I think they had a half a dozen eggs for $1.02 at the 99-cent store. So I was able to make myself eggs and French toast the next morning. And I kept up. Every day I was hitting 2-3 parks. Well, the problem was I was metal detecting like 8, 9, 10 hours a day for 7 days straight. And I was bending over, doing a lot of holes. And towards the end of that week, I sat in my car and I went to close my eyes and bend over for something in my car. And all this light exploded inside my truck. And I realized that this light was exploding even when my eyes were closed. And I tore the lining in the back of my one eye. So fortunately, with this wonderful Denise, one of her wealthy clients was a eye surgeon. And she called him up on a Thursday at 10 o'clock at night when I got back because I was doing a park that had lights. And she called this guy up on a Thursday night because he'd been a client for like 15 years of hers. And she's like, "Hey, could you talk to Rob? Something happened to his eye today. I'm sorry to call you so late." He's like, "No, put him on." And I told him, he goes, "I want you in my office tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I need to see you immediately. This doesn't sound good." And he squeezed me right in. He treated me like family. And I still owe that man today. But I did tear the lining of the back of my eye, but I was only one of 30% of people that it didn't tear the retina of my eye. But what it did do, when that thing tore off the back of my eye, it became a floater in my eye. So like you said, Zach, I had, you have to learn to deal with certain things. So there was a period of like 2-3 years where I had to deal with that floater in front of my eye. And then eventually, like he said, it settles down. So I remember asking him, well, what causes this? And he had an intern. He was training an eye doctor intern, and he looked at her and she said, old age. And I was like, wow, I'm not even 60 yet. You're hitting me with the old age. And I said, oh, thanks. It makes me feel old. She said, oh, no, trust me. You've got the best eyes of any patient that we're going to see today. With the amount of old people we see today, you still got the best eyes of any person that we're going to see today.
You remember the episode when Al Bundy competed in the Senior Olympics?
No, I don't remember that one.
Al Bundy competed in the Senior Olympics and lied about his age by 1 year to compete in the Senior Olympics. That's Rob going in the doctor's office. He's like, I'm not old. You people are old.
Thank you, John. John, much appreciated. Oh, damn, my brother passed away. Oh, John, I'm so sorry, sir.
Sorry to hear that. Sorry.
We can all sit here and talk about our problems, but you don't know what other people are going through. John, my prayers, sir. Please, deal with that. I appreciate you dropping by for a like, but yeah, take care of your family, sir. Yeah, I will be doing a race. We'll be doing at least one race tonight, Fairy Dust. But yeah, don't. Yeah, I would feel bad. I would feel really bad. Of course, I would laugh first, but I would feel really bad if Angie won a race and was here, but she fell asleep. Oh my God. Wow, Mandy says I have a ton of floaters. Mine started in my teens. No, Mandy, I can't. I lasted until almost 60 when I got that first one, and that's because I tore that lining. Denise just got one too. Yeah. You'll go blind and you'll get hair on your palms too. So yeah. I remember Zack, a buddy of mine, and I went to. We were 15, so we weren't driving yet. So our parents took us to go see me, my best friend in high school. They took us to go see Saturday Night Fever, and I didn't know anything about that scene where he goes to have sex with the girl in the backseat of the car, and they show that whole scene, and our parents our two mothers are sitting behind us in the. Wow, Gary. Look at this. I got to show this. And that's when my friend's mom said to us, now remember, that thing's just to pee out of. I've never heard a more mother thing said in my life.
She's a freaky one.
Let's get this up here. Let me see if I can get this. There we go. Look at that. Look at that barber. 1898 barber found on the beach. Wow. Daytona Beach is an old beach. Wow.
That's a find.
Congrats, Gary. Congrats so much.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Nick.
Yeah, everybody. Just prayers, John. I don't know what to say. Wow. Not good, guys. This is what happens when we all get older. I've been very fortunate, guys. When I was a young man, I never. Wow, Greg. Thank you so much, sir. Wow. Let me set that up, Greg. You guys rock. I'm telling you, we got the best viewers in the world. All right, let's get all right. Alrighty, guys, let me log on. I've got the race up. I actually still have one from Tuesday night and Bills, so we don't have to start a race over from Mr. Zack's phenomenal idea of keeping a master list.
Mr. Mannix wants to put a currency pack as DAL. Very nice.
You guys just rock.
Thank you, Mannix. I'll do one later. I'll tell you what, while Rob's setting that up, why don't you guys throw in chat? Do you guys want 2 smaller prizes from me or 1 larger one? Obviously, it's not going to be huge. If you want 2, just put a 2 in chat. If you want 1, put a 1 in chat. We'll let the chat vote. Unofficially, I'll just look at what numbers come across and make it up from there.
Thank you, too, also, Zach.
Mark. Twos it is. All right, we'll do 2 small prizes for me, Rob. 2 1-ounce copper coins.
You rock.
Hello, Carl Ellsworth.
Evening, Carl. All righty, guys. Let's make sure we've got everybody here. There's a couple names we haven't seen in a couple weeks.
Angie says it doesn't matter to her. No, it doesn't.
You rock, Angie.
Who you got going on with you tomorrow morning?
I don't know. I'll probably ask Mr. Papa Rouse. He's a great co-host, and I know that's pretty damn early in the morning for you.
No, I didn't say 1 service, Ferry. I set my alarm. I get up for that one.
All right, we do actually have Phil Garner.
You don't have to add any more numbers. It was decided. It was 1 larger prize or 2 smaller prizes. 2 smaller prizes, 1.
Wow, we have everybody that's here. Everybody that's here is in the race.
Well, screw it. Run it before someone else comes in.
There you go.
Rob said, all right, Bill said he'd be happy to do it if you need him.
Thank you, Bill.
You got to pull up somebody. Pull up another channel and chat. Get them chatting, or for tomorrow, another interview or whatever.
Tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Well, you can do it tonight too, whatever. But tomorrow morning. It's good exposure. Gets people talking and hearing about other people's activities. You got to set up a little list of people and try and figure something out.
I do, but all the people that I usually pick are like Peter Detective Smile. He was a great co-host. He's got a great dry sense of humor, but he's usually really big into his church on Sundays. And tomorrow is the holiest day of the Christian calendars and for Catholics also. But
I got a question for you, Rob.
Fire away, sir.
Does Denise still call us the cult?
I haven't heard her use that in a little while. I made a joke about something about social influence, and she went, "Oh yeah, you're a social influence." I said, "I am." Like a whole 100 people or something. We were joking. Oh, about me getting the professional microphone. Oh, she asked what something was in the back of my truck. I went to Sam's Club today and got us a rotisserie chicken. I gotta admit, guys, I love Sam's Club chicken. And I generally do really well losing weight when I incorporate that into my weekly. I'll send you some out, Mr. Minix. And so I was coming back with the chicken, but I can't carry that chicken with my cane. So I called her and I say, "Can you come out? I'm in the driveway." And I'm like, Uber Eats is here. And she's like, "Yeah, you're really funny." So she's like, opens the back door of the truck and she says, what the hell is this thing in this bag? And I said, it's one of them umbrella things that you put behind, like a studio light does for the people that it's one of those light diffusers. I said, Denise K gave me that. She picked it up in a storage unit. "Oh, you going that big time now that you need to have a nice light diffuser in your studio?" I said, "Yeah, I'm a huge social media influencer, honey." She's like, "Yeah, right. You can keep thinking that."
Show me.
Oh, Hobo Rob. See,
Hello,
that's
Rob.
another guy.
Show
Oh,
me
there's
treasure.
one I've never heard. Let her rip tater chip. I like it, Chris. Alrighty, guys, we're going to go ahead and do this.
Show me treasure says, I'm touched. I've never been part of a cult before. Well, stick around a little while and you will be touched.
Oh, you guys rock.
No, Denise, a year and a half ago, Denise used to refer to us as Rob's cult. He's got a cult that he hangs out with every Sunday morning.
All right, today's 419. Duck race number 1. Mr. Greg, AU diver.
This guy.
And did Rob, or Zach, did he say that was a $25 Amazon gift card?
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much, Greg. And then who's doing the DAL?
Mr. Minix.
Okay, guys, it is 10:57. We'll start this at 10:58 p.m. All righty, let's set. Shuffle characters once. Shuffle characters twice. Shuffle characters 3 times. We've got the music down. And 3, 2, 1.
Hello, Dirt Clod.
Hey, name is Patty Dirt Clod.
Oh, we got the dinosaurs again.
You know, I bet you, Joe, there would be some people that want to get on UFO, just like Richard Dreyfuss did in the end of Close Encounters of the Third Time, where he goes, where they bring all the people back, and then he's the next group that goes.
I liked that movie.
Yeah, that was a bad call, Jody. We're a good call here.
I liked that movie. I saw it when I was a kid, of the kid who went and got in a UFO and disappeared for like 20 years and came back and didn't age. You know, he took like a one-night trip or something like that.
Yeah. Well, everybody that came back, it was the same age they came back. The airplanes they found, which was that lost squadron that got lost in the Bermuda Triangle, they find that in the desert, like in Egypt or something, somewhere, and every plane is in the same condition as when it disappeared in 46 or 48, whenever that was. I always found it fascinating. Like I say, we moved to Florida when I was 12. And moving to Florida and being real close to the Bermuda Triangle, I was just fascinated. I read every book I could on the Bermuda Triangle when I was a teenager.
There's statistically not more planes that go down there than other places. There's just simply more traffic through there.
I don't know. There's been a lot of stuff that's disappeared in there. Planes, ships.
Yes, but by the number of crossing, if 1 out of 10 disappears in every ocean period, but 10 times as many are traveling through one particular ocean, then more are going to disappear there.
All righty, guys. Here comes Prospector Jason E. Minor, but is he going to hold it for 5 seconds?
Too early.
Yep, a little bit too early. It's going to be the blue dinosaur. Look. Guys, we can't make this stuff up, okay? Oh, we just cannot make this stuff up.
The only way that could have been any better is if it was the moose. If you had the moose races with digging it back and it jumping up and
you're
down.
exactly right. All right. Well, we obviously, folks, we know Mr. Charlie's not here, so.
All right, we're looking for Javier Garcia, Georgianne, Gopher Bill, Captain or KCMD. I don't recall seeing any of them.
Well, Dennis was here, but he said good night, guys.
He said he was going to bed.
Yeah, he said he was going to bed.
Captain Vic is here.
Oh, Captain Vic is here, so I've got the timer going, guys.
So we're looking for Gopher Bill, Georgianne, or Javier Garcia, or Charlie digging it back if you have.
Yeah, Javier, you here, Miss Georgianne?
Javier Garcia is here. I'd call that a winner.
Boom. Let's just stop that right there.
And now we're looking for DAL for a currency pack. Come on, Angie. Let's see if you can lose right.
Let's head down here. And oh my God!
Ass last.
Oh my God!
I don't see her in chat anywhere.
No, she's not here.
I think she said she had to go.
Folks, this is a monumental moment here, folks.
Yeah, Charlie wins one night. Angie and Rick wins, and then they're not here. That's just brutal.
I know, Danny. OMG is right. She says, I am here. Look at that. Angie's first official win. And it wasn't like she was 2 or 3 above that and they weren't here. Boom. She is literally the DAL. Congratulations, Miss Angie, on your first win. Charlie's going to be very upset he missed her first win.
I don't see her comment.
Yeah. Wow. And thank you, Mr. Minix, for the DAL prize. And Zach, you said his prize was what?
I think he said a currency pack.
Thank you,
Angie knows I'm deleting her comments.
That is awesome. That is just absolutely awesome.
Congrats, Angie. Very nice. Email Mr. Minix. I'm sure he threw it up there. Javier Garcia, email AU Diver. AU Diver, throw your
on chat. Thank you, Hi Ho Silver. It'll give Charlie a smile, guys, knowing he won tonight or he came in first tonight. I know, Danny D. It's incredible, isn't it?
Silver wishes.
Yeah, I'll check that right now.
Congrats, Angie. It pays to be in last place sometimes.
Hey, last place prizes are, hey.
Javier Garcia, AU Diver, has his email up there for you. Have a great night, Dina. Silver Wishes is saying, let the winner pick a coin.
Okay, she has a 1916 and a 1935. These, I believe, are either British or Canadian largies. I will put them up now. We'll take the race down. We'll remove that for just a second because the StreamYard does not let me put up two things at one time.
Yeah.
All righty, guys. This is what Silver Wishes is offering. I believe those are Canadian largies. There's a 16 and a 35. So she says the first winner can get their choice. So thank you, Silver Wishes. We'll do that.
Very nice.
And Zach, you said you wanted to do 2 1-ounce coins.
Yeah, I'll do 2 1-ounce coins. You can wait or run them same race or throw them in.
No,
DAL.
we'll do one of yours for DAL, and then we'll do her coin for a winner. And then on the next race, I'll do a prize, and then we'll do her race as a DAL. So this way we'll have 3 races with six prizes.
I don't even understand what's going on, but it sounds good to me. I don't care. Oh, Zed.
Howdy, Mrs. Kendu. If you ain't first, you're last. That's right. Little Ricky Bobby there, Pat Paul. Good evening. Evening, Zed. Good to see Zed's place here. All right, let's get the dinosaurs race again.
Is that the monkey with the tear covering its ears? I knew it was going to be. Sounds good to me.
And Zed's place is already in there. We've got Zed in there too. Like I said, guys, all you good people are already in there. This master list just works out right. Awesome. All right, Zach, I can officially say it. I just felt the first the pain pill just kicked in.
I'm glad something's working for you, man. I'm starting to sweat. I don't know why it's getting hot. It must be getting humid or something.
Evening, Mr. Brewer. Since Jeff's here tonight, Jeff, is Mr. Pat coming your way this coming week with the motorhome? There's Mr. Moon. Good evening, Moon. All right, guys, I'm just checking for a couple people that came in, but I'm 99.9% sure all you good people are in here. I know we keep Mr. Brewer in here all the time, too.
Brewer says he don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, the jacuzzi would sound absolutely freaking phenomenal right now.
Too hot for all that. Are you in your pool yet?
No, but we saw, like I say, we were watching the news tonight, Zach. The golf here on Clearwater Beach is already up to 75 degrees. That is you can get at 75. That's you can get in that and do mental detecting up. Up. I mean, I can get in waist deep, shoulder deep in 75-degree water. But our pool, since one we have the screen enclosure, and two, part of our pool's in the shade depending on what part of the day it is. The pool's a little cooler, so the pool's probably around 69 or 70. I have a company that sent me an underwater handheld metal detector that they've been bugging me. When are you going to do our video? We sent you a free metal detector. And I'm like, well, it's middle of winter. It's kind of hard to use a metal detector underwater. But now, as soon as the pool gets warm, I'm going to do a video, and we'll be showing that off. So, yeah, it's just about getting time. I asked Denise today when she was out doing yard work. She came in all hot and sweaty, and I said, "You jump in the pool?" She was not quite yet.
You're gonna have to lead by example, Rob.
Yep. Look at that. Digging Louisiana, already making water hunts and finding good stuff. Yeah, it's what's amazing, Zach, is we're watching the news today, and they're showing Clearwater Beach being mobbed, and then we see a video up there on somewhere that they had that freak snowstorm, and there was that 35 car crash or something in the snowstorm. And then in Wisconsin, they had that huge hailstorm that they don't usually get. They're showing back people's car windows smashed in with those baseball-sized hail. And I'm just sitting down here with a postcard kind of day in Tampa Bay with low humidity, beautiful white puffy. And it's hard imagining that there's still people out there having winter seasons when we're literally already into summer mode down here.
Sometimes you look around at your particular weather and you think to yourself, it's hard to imagine that people settled up there. Did they not know there was better down? Go south, it's warmer.
I mean, yeah, did we get hit by 2 back-to-back hurricanes here, and did a lot of people lose a lot of stuff down here? Yes. But that was I don't want to say a once-in-a-century type thing, but it's pretty rare that it's just the Tampa Bay area, the way we're built, it's pretty rare for us to get hit. This is a pretty great place to live. And considering how prices have just gone crazy over the last several years, we're pretty reasonably placed. We don't have a state tax. You could still run out with us having such an elderly population here, which I'm fastly becoming part of. You can go out and get a $4.99 breakfast with coffee included at a bazillion breakfast restaurants around here. I mean, they make it so cheap the old people come out and eat instead of cooking.
Get this. Tuesday morning, there was a larger earthquake, not big by any means, but there was a larger.
I heard about that. Rob Weigold told us about that. How did it affect you?
The way it affected me is that every cell phone in town went off with an emergency warning within about 30 seconds of each other. Imagine being a teacher in one of the middle schools or high schools around here, and every phone in the classroom, 30 phones go off with an emergency warning.
That would probably be pretty scary. I'll tell you the person, Zach, and this only happened like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I'll tell you the guy who immediately lost his job was that guy in Hawaii who accidentally activated that emergency notification that there was
the tsunami one?
No, the incoming notification for a nuclear missile. The guy that accidentally sent that alert for the nuclear missile in Hawaii. I'm going to be willing to bet you that guy lost his job.
Did you ever go look up the news reporters on the San Francisco plane crash that I told you to last week?
I did, Zach. I was laughing my ass off. They had numerous news channels that ran with that feed.
That was hilarious.
I'm watching them news, and those people are repeating it back exactly the way he typed it. And I was like, no, there's nobody. There wasn't some producer in your ear yelling, with the little earpiece going, oh, no. We got to get this verified.
Shut up.
That's exactly right, Greg. In the 1800s, I think the wagon wheel broke down, and my family said, that's it. We're stopping right here. I'm telling you, Greg. Wow, Rob says they didn't get the warning until after the earthquake hit.
That's the thing. With the speed that an earthquake goes out, just the delay in cell phone towers, because I was actually working on somebody's car and they were standing right next to me. My phone went off, and about 30 seconds later, their phone went off. 99.9% of our earthquakes, probably more like 100% of our earthquakes, have begun and ended within 30 seconds. Only the really bad ones are going to last longer than that. And if they're lasting longer than that, you already know there's an earthquake happening.
And for you guys wondering what Zach was asking me about, if I went and saw it, Scott McClory put it up. Some guy with the FAA or something on his way out the door, he pissed off at him, or he was losing his job or something, but he still had the authority to issue official press release. So he put down the name of the pilot and co-pilot, and that's what they released as the FAA, the pilots of the two planes that it was like a crash landing, Zach, or something?
What it was the San Francisco plane from China or Japan. It crashed into the seawall short of the San Francisco runway.
So he put there some ting wong and we too low. He put that out, and guys, news stations around the country came up and says, folks, we've now got official notification from the FAA, the names of the two pilots on this plane from Japan that crashed. And guys, they put that out. They put that. You go back and watch them live newscasts. I'm telling you, you'll pee your pants. It is.
There were four of them. It was a disgruntled FAA intern who, as he was actually tired of news stations calling, asking for these pilots' names was part of it. But as his, kicking the dog on the way out the door, the pilots' names for this Japanese or Chinese branded aircraft that crashed were Sum Ting Long, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Li Fook, and Bang Dang Ao. It's absolutely hilarious. They read it live on air, and ultimately the reporter that read it got in big time trouble, and the female producer of that news station that aired it first got fired over that. We're talking probably $250,000 or more a year job, because they didn't even take the time to read the names. And you're looking at the newscasters' facial expressions when they're reading them, and it's like you can tell they think something's wrong here. They're like, holy fook and bang dang ow.
I'm telling you, I had never heard or seen that before, and I went and watched them after the stream was Zack, and I was guys, pull them up on YouTube. They're just, if you want a good laugh tonight after the stream is over, they're just freaking hilarious. I mean, it's a prank that doesn't hurt, people,
Oh, it hurt. It hurt bad.
Well, it hurt if you got fired. Me walked up. See, there's no way I could read that live on there. I'd be laughing. Oh my God. Oh my God. I know. Is there a Mr. IP Freely there? All those classes.
I just put up the link to it. It's 40 seconds. That's what they put up, folks. We didn't make this up. This isn't even Saturday Night Shenanigans. Some other idiot came up with this, and praise him for it. Notice our chat stopped almost instantly when I put that link up.
Let me let it catch up here, Zach.
Yeah, throw it up there.
Yeah, I got to go to the YouTube side, and it's catching, the chat's catching itself up.
Yeah, regrettably, The San Francisco fire trucks ran over one girl in the sea of foam. There was so much anti-fire foam that a fire truck ran over a female passenger, unfortunately. But kind of is what it is. We can't do nothing about that.
There it is. Here it is, guys.
Hey, hello.
There it is, guys. They announced on the air, okay, Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Too Low.
It's only 40 seconds. Play it.
Oh, can we play it?
You can play it.
Where the hell is it?
KTVU has just learned the name 4 pilots who are on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Li Fook, and Bang Ding Ao. The NTSB has confirmed these are the names of the pilots on board Flight 214 when it crashed. We are working to determine exactly what roles each of them played during the landing on Saturday. Investigators will be
I made that joke. I had an insurance adjuster down at the shop one day to look at a card, maybe a couple of years after that happened. And I was working and he's like, well, what's wrong with it? I said, I don't know. I said, Sum Ting Wong. He started rolling. He's like, holy.
Oh my God, that is just hilarious. Good evening, Adam, AMW Main Adventures. Good evening. I know, Beto, that is just, I know, that's just, I know, show me confirmed. We've got confirmation from the FAA. Oh my God.
You got to imagine the guy who did that, or whoever the FAA worker or whatever they were that came up with that and sent that out. The night before, they were probably drinking heavy and smoking a lot of weed, and they're like, "Oh, forget this job, man. Let's do something." There's 5 or 6 of them sitting around coming up with those names.
NorCal, that's exactly right. That's a real talking head. That's exactly right. That's not even having any ability to think on your feet. Okay, you're right. That's literally reading what's just been put in front of you. My daughter just called me, told me there were tornadoes around. This is Oklahoma. When do we not have tornadoes? Yeah. Denise and I and her parents, when we did the cross-country trip with the motorhome that we bought, we stopped in Oklahoma to see an old friend of Mike and Bobby's, Denise's parents. They were the couple that stood up to them at their wedding, and they actually had a bolted metal box in their garage that I think 3 or 4 people could fit in, that you could just barely sit down in, but it was a huge metal box bolted. They had like bolts 12 inches long down in the concrete base of their garage, and that was their emergency hurricane shelter, was a steel box bolted into their garage. I'd never seen one before.
If you guys ever want to get in a funny comment section, there were some guys out of Seattle that came up with a tsunami safe pod just after the Fukushima thing, the Japan thing. And effectively, it was a ball that you stored in your garage and you ran to, and you sat down and you seatbelted yourself in case a tsunami was coming. They sold this for a ridiculous amount of money, and it was absolutely hilarious because the metal that they said it was made out of was the metal from the Superman comic, the unobtainium, or it was some metal, but it was actually from a Superman comic. If you wanted to see a chat just go in the toilet quick, or the comment sections, and these guys were in the comment sections defending themselves, it was a freaking riot. It was right up there on funny level, or on fun level, with messing with the vegans. It was hilarious.
Yeah, NorCal, Denise's parents, probably in the, I can't remember what it was, probably about 15, 18 years ago, back before, I think it was right after Mike had his stroke, and that we did 29. Well, I didn't do the entire trip with him, but we did 29 states. I did like 9 states with him, and then we stopped at my sister's in Missouri, and we stayed there for a few days, and then I was still working. I still had my business then, so I had to come home, and so I rented a car. And then Denise and her parents did another like 20 states without me. They went all the way out to the Grand Canyon. They had some relatives out in New Mexico, and they went all the way out to California and back in the motorhome. It was 26-footer Ford F, I think 350, 550. But yeah, NorCal, nice motor. That motor was a lot of fun. Howdy, Chuck Owens. Good evening. Tim, thanks for hanging with us, buddy. I know it's pretty late tonight. Appreciate hanging with us, Tim. Thanks. Wow, no kidding, show me. Wow. Yeah, that's the first one I'd ever seen in Oklahoma there, Chris. And they've had to use it before. Doing well tonight, Chuck. Doing well. Little kind of Charlie had a little family emergency, and so we switched over here tonight. So thanks for everybody finding us here tonight. But yeah, take care, Tim and Kathy. Let me double check, guys. Make sure we've got a couple people that have just popped in. Make sure they're in the race. Yep, Chuck Owens is in the race. Yeah, we're good to go for. So when Zack comes back here, guys, we'll run another 2 races when Zack comes back. I want to thank I want to thank Silver Wishes for their donations tonight. I want to thank Mr. Minix for his donation tonight, and obviously Mr. Zack is doing 2 1-ounce copper rounds. 1-ounce copper rounds. I don't know which one his is, but I've got one here. They're just, this one's based on I think a Barber, similar like a Barber half. These are just absolutely gorgeous type coins. These copper rounds, very gorgeous coins. If you collect rounds, so wow, tornadoes are just free footage for us to use here in Oklahoma. Wow. 5 Mile, I can't have any GUIs. I'm on a low carb diet or carb free diet. Denise actually found some knockoff Keebler fudge stripe cookies that some generic company makes, and they are literally like 1 gram of sugar per fudge cookie. So I had 3 of those the other night, and obviously they're not like real Keebler fudge stripe cookies, but for a low carb chocolate cookie, they were pretty good. Oh no, Angie, that would be pretty cool to do, Angie. We follow a guy named Reed Timler. He used to have his own show on TV. He was part of that Storm Station show that had that tank-like vehicle that they did on the Weather Channel for a while. He's still big on YouTube. He's got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube. As a matter of fact, he was live yesterday or the day before chasing a storm there with this band of storms going through the Midwest, Angie. But yeah, that would be way cool. Torchy says, cupcakes and cake is made for Easter and stuffing. There you go. We must have Lacey doing the thing. Hi there. Does the Navy still come down to Waterfront Park? I believe somebody said that is Fleet Week. Yes. That's who I figured it was, Ellsworth. Yep. Hi, Miss Lacey. Happy Easter, Miss Lacey. Phil, that was part of that. That was part of that big estate sale that the neighbor got from her grandfather.
Rob, what kind of coin was it that you were wanting everybody to guess what it was?
Well, obviously I can't say that since we're wanting everybody to guess what it is. Okay,
we're about 15 minutes before the pain pills kick in.
No. Even with the pain pill kicked in, yeah, I wouldn't want them coming towards my house, Chris. That would freak me out. I mean, see, that's people say to me all the time, well, we wouldn't want to live in Florida. You guys got hurricanes. Guys, we get 10 days notice of those hurricanes. Okay? Denise's wealthiest customer. She had several customers that lost a lot because they had 3 to 4 feet of water in their house. And they lost cars, golf carts, and you feel bad for that, but they had 10 days notice. And they still left their car in a driveway, and they lived 1 mile from the Gulf of Mexico. Whereas Denise's wealthiest customer that she has, who are super nice people, he's also a pretty freaking sharp guy. And his mother-in-law, his wife's mom, lived on the water, and he went over her house. He spent that 10 days. He moved the boat out of their house. He moved her car out of her house. He took anything that could be moved out of the house, anything that was too big to move,
They put up 3-4 feet on cinder blocks. They took anything that could like short out electrical. They moved to high ground, and those people virtually had no loss, even after everybody else, because he pre-planned it. He moved their cars. He moved the boat. He moved, he got he got the piano up off the ground. You got 10 days to prepare for a hurricane. These tornadoes, if you have 5 minutes, like Rob was saying, Weigel, the notification went off after the earthquake. You don't have a whole lot of warnings for earthquakes and tornadoes. I'll take a 10-day notice down here, guys.
Just get it over with. Did you read Captain Vick's?
Now, Zach, I know you're a damn good mechanic. Do you do it? Do you know anything about electrical in the house?
No, a little bit.
Because Denise is, we've got that big generator we use for the the power goes out. So she's having an electrician come in, and we're going to do it the right way. We have a neighbor that during the hurricane, he plugs his he takes the 220 from his generator and plugs it into his dryer and backfeeds his electric for his house. And not only is that illegal here in the state of Florida, if your house catches fire from that, your homeowner's insurance will not cover that.
The most important thing, if you're going to be doing that, legitimately, there's nothing wrong backfeeding through 220 on your dryer. Your generator is not going to put out enough amps to burn up those wires. But the most important thing to remember, if you're trying to hotwire your whole house off of a generator, is you have to turn off your mains.
Yes. Yes.
Otherwise,
she's having an electrician come out.
Guys are trying to fix it.
And they have a thing, I guess, called a transfer switch and then a lockout switch. So she's having an electrician come out and put the transfer switch on and lockout switch. So you can only use one of the two. So your main will never be on, because they say it can backfeed up through the lines, an electrocute alignment or something like that. So this way she's going to have it done legally through a licensed electrician, so that if, to use it, you have to switch that transfer switch, what they call a lockout switch. So, and this way we'll be able to power. Obviously, we won't be able to use the central air, and like the stove and 220 feeds, but we'll be able to watch TV and have hot water. So yeah, she's probably going to have that done before next hurricane season.
Yeah.
Yep. The Dominator 3. Thank you, Angie. Reed Timmer's Dominator.
I've never lost power long enough to even consider that a worry.
I just read that, Captain Vick.
I had a pin.
Oh, that is great, Captain Vick. There you go. There's a storm chaser himself right there. We were just talking about Reed Timmer, Florida storm chasing. Hi, y'all. Happy Easter. Good evening, sir, and happy Easter to you.
That's somebody's alternate channel. I forget who it was.
Yeah, Joe, I'd get a little nervous if Reed Timmer's Dominator passed me going down the road. Yes, sir. Good evening, all Fox. How we doing?
See, now that should be fairly normal for you guys. If I see Reed Timmer's car go down the road, we've got an issue.
Yeah. All right, let's get Florida Storm Chaser in for these two other races.
There's certain areas up here, they have the solar backfed into a different line on the power pole, to where you lose power around here. You don't even get to use your solar. It's just off. Out here is the big power scam, big electricity scam. We're always short on electricity. My brother was on a program when he got his house, some kind of energy saver program, to where when there was a low power event, they could automatically shut off his air conditioning.
Yeah, we have that too. We have that power. It's called a power saver program. We have that through our power company too.
My brother figured out how much he was actually saving being on that program, and he added up a full year of it. He's like, I saved like $17 this year, and he says I did without AC for like 20 days. 20 different days they turned off my air conditioning, and I saved $17 this year. He says, I think I'd rather have my AC.
Yeah, for that kind of deal, I don't think that was worth that.
Nice, Gibson.
All righty, guys. Mr. Zack is here. Let's pull up the race again. All righty, guys. This is going to be for the Canadian or British Largie that Silver Wishes is generously donating, and Mr. Zack's 1 ounce copper round. We have dual prizes here for first and DAL. Shuffle once, shuffle twice, shuffle 3 times, and 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
What do you think the odds are Charlie places in this one?
I would say astronomical. But this being the Saturday Night Live, it could probably happen, Zach.
I'm going to say it's pretty good. If Charlie wins again, we're going to have to change McClurry to Charlie. We'll give Scott that one. You got Charlie.
That would be. He would need to go out and buy lottery tickets.
Scott, yeah, it's about 1 to 200.
Yeah, it's 1 to 200. That's exactly right.
Bart Cummins found 70 more L's that he wants to ship down to me. That is awesome, Bart.
All right, guys, 1 minute to go. Here comes Marty Versal, the little Stegosaurus or whatever the heck he is.
Too early.
Yep. Miss Patty Dirt Cloud's there. Digging Louisiana's up there. Danny N. 5 Mile Relic Hunter's up there. Here comes Pinger Prospector. Here comes Jay Paul in the front. Tom Riley. Deb Melvin's way out there with that bright red dinosaur with the tiny arms.
Those are goofy looking arms.
They are goofy. They got fingernails or claws that are longer than their arms.
What
All
did
right,
they do to that poor
19
dinosaur?
19-second fade. All right, who's going to come up from the back of the pack? Is it going to be SWPA? Who's it going to be? No, Mr. Zoltan. He holds on. Zoltan 303. Zoltan tonight, I don't believe. We did see Zed earlier.
I don't know if Zoltan's here. Let's see that list.
Well, look at that, though. But Digging Louisiana's the second. We know they're here.
We're looking for Zoltan, Digging Louisiana, Lady Squall, 11, John Long Silver Rounds, Treasure Hunting SV, or Chris Roberts.
Okay, and I haven't seen Maddie here tonight. I haven't seen John Long. He's usually here on Sundays. Lady Squall's also usually here on Sundays. But I know, Digging Louisiana. If you could just make a yep, I'm here. All right, well, you got 35 seconds, sir. And while we're waiting on that, we will scroll down here to see who won Zaxxon's coin, past and present.
Past and present, and then Rob. Past and present, are you here tonight?
Look at that. Past and present's here, I believe.
I don't see him commenting.
He's in the chat, or he's in the. All right, there we go.
Yeah, congrats on that one.
He said, "Sweet, thanks." There you go, Zach. We actually have 2 winners this year.
Past and present, email me.
And then we got the second place was Digging Louisiana. Congratulations, Digging Louisiana.
Who does Digging Louisiana need to email?
Silver Wishes.
Digging Louisiana, Silver Wishes is their emailing chat for you. There you go. Past and present, I got mine up there for you. Email me. Get that sent out to you. Thank you, Past. And Digging Louisiana, email Silver Wishes there, get yours. So how much that big coin collection that you got do you still have to go through?
I've only got I've got that big beautiful Civil War set that's left from that private mint and that beautiful wooden box container. So right now, from what I've sold, I've about broken even for that $1,000. So anything else I sell would be the profit part, because like I say, I'm about broken even on it. I've got the big silver Civil War silver round set is absolutely gorgeous, and it comes in its own beautiful wooden case. Like I said, they sold one on eBay or Craigslist or something. I think the guy got like $350 for it. There's a guy on there now asking $550. Even with silver going up, that's a little on the high end. It's probably worth between $350 and $400. So, you know, if I sell it for $300, $330, that's all profit. And then I've got a couple coins books left with some nickels in them, and then I've got the tin left, that little Sucrets tin that's got some buffaloes and some Silver War nickels, and then two proof sets, two proof coin sets that I'll probably hang on to till the Christmas stream, and that's about it. And then probably before the Christmas stream, we'll sell that huge 50 cal ammo box. They're selling for $30-$40 on Craigslist, and then we'll have that out of here.
Nice.
Wow, yeah, Rob, that's retro right there. Tom Kingery, have a good night, sir. Happy Easter tomorrow. If we don't see you, thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you, Bill H. Much appreciated, sir.
Night, Miss Candy.
Oh, Lady Squall 11 says, I am here. She's been lurking. Fantastic. So you would have been next in line, but hang on, I forgot to write down the winners, Zach. Luckily, I still got the race up.
Yeah, Digging Louisiana got Silver Wishes, and Past and Present Metal Detecting got mine.
Okay, guys, let's run two more races, and we're going to call it a night because Zach still has one copper large he wants to give away, and Silver Wishes still has a second. So let's go ahead and run this for the exact same thing, guys. We'll make Zach's the first place one this time, and Silver Wishes the DAL. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I double checked everybody is in the race, so we'll pop that back up. We will hit race again. Shuffle characters. Shuffle characters. This is good, Zach. We're coming right up on the 2-hour mark. 3, 2, 1, go, guys. Same thing, guys, for a British, I believe it's a British or Canadian largie from Silver Wishes. Let me pull out my Alrighty, guys, let me put that on big screen.
Angie wants to know if she can be a loser again.
She can be. That's how she won. She won by being a loser.
Don't worry, Angie. We'll let you be a loser as many days as you want to.
That's right.
Nick Molnar will be doing a birthday stream next Friday.
There we go, guys. Check out Super Nick. He goes through some beautiful coins in Canada there, guys. Okay, so Zaxxon's first and Silver Wishes is going to be DAL.
Silver Wishes says those coins are larger than $half.
Are they really? Wow. Okay. Pretty cool. Pretty cool addition to your coin collection. Alrighty, guys, we had the 19-second fade. And here we go. Bill Brasky's up front. Can he hold it? Here comes Rob, mainly dirt fishing. Kane's Coins. Is Kane's Coins going to hang on? Boom. He's been here tonight. We could have another winner who is here tonight.
Kane, send me an email.
Look at that. He says, go. Kane's Coins is here. Boom. We don't even have to start the timer.
1 ounce copper round.
Okay, let's see who's DAL for Miss Silver Wishes coin. And that is going to be Stu. I don't know.
Stu's
Stu being here tonight, but I know Colonel's Collecting was here earlier. Boom. My dino fell into the tar pit again. Oh, you guys are hilarious.
Looking for Stu's, Colonel Collecting coming out swinging, or Jim Steele, or Relic Reaper. Colonel's Collecting is here.
Boom. I thought Colonel had been here.
Run out that timer.
Yep.
Later, Gary. Weigold says postage stamps are going up another nickel this summer.
They just went up. I just got a notice from the post office about they've changed their insurance, Zach. There's a certain mailing that they took their insurance automatically from the post office from $100 down to $20. That's a big change.
Well, you got to figure out how many people are claiming insurance on things that they didn't really need to be.
I'm just.
We know you're there, Culver.
There we go. Boom. So that last is going to go to Colonel's Collecting. Colonel, we'll have Silver Wishes put her email up again.
Silver Wishes, throw your email in the chat one more time for Colonel's Collecting.
Yeah, guys. NorCal's right. Rob, mainly dirt fishing, MDF, is laid up. Being a typical man, like many of us idiots do, he came down with some really bad stomach cramp pains, and he ignored them. And what those pains were was his appendix bursting, and he ignored those pains for several days until it finally got so bad that he went to the hospital, and his body had turned septic, and he had the beginnings of gangrene. So they had to flush his system out with, I guess, 6 bags of saline to get all the poisonous fluid. Because if your appendix works, and mine burst, guys, I had some knowledge of this when I was over in England, when I did my overseas hiking across Europe trip. When I was in England, my appendix burst, and they rushed me to the hospital, and they wound up sucking all the poison that's inside your appendix off my organs. Well, obviously Rob's had gone all around and been there. So they used 6 bags of saline to flush out the poison out of his system, and then they had to obviously start him on a heavy dose of antibiotics to fight the gangrene. But Rob was real close to biting the dust there, guys, because he ignored that pain. So I'm very happy Rob's on the mend. They're coming to Florida, I think, next week or the week after. They have a condo down here, a timeshare. So come down, relax, Rob, have a nice recuperating time in our Florida sunshine. But yeah, NorCal, he not good. I refer to myself as numbnut.
He was cheering his dinosaur on. Or lightly threatening, whatever you want to call it, but he was yelling for him.
There you go. All righty, guys, we got our 2 winners. Let me reset the race.
Doing another one?
I'm doing one more to call the night. I'm going to put up one prize tonight.
Yeah, it's bad out here, Ferry. That's like what you don't want to go to the hospital for.
All righty, guys. We just double check, make sure nobody came in. Silver Wishes, thanks for donation tonight. Greg AU Diver, thank for your phenomenal present tonight too, your gift, and thank you, Mr. Jackson, for you too. And guys, we're right at the 2 hour mark. It's 11:45, so we're going to one final race. And Mr. Rob, let me remove this for 1 second. I had a beautiful old SLQ, guys. 100-year-old silver here. It had somebody else's name on it, but my prize book said it. I had already sent it out. And apparently, what I did was I couldn't find this coin with the name on it, and so I had to get another one. And I sent the other one to the person. And then I found the original one that had the name on it. And when I sent them an email, they said, "Oh no, Rob, I got that from you a couple months ago. I've already got that." Guys, we have an extra silver to give away tonight, and that's exactly what we're going to do. This is going to be final race of the night for this beautiful. Does it have a date? Yes, it does. I believe this says 1928. It's hard to find an SLQ with a date on it, guys. 1928 SLQ, Standing Liberty Quarter. Let's run that race right now. Bill, I'll get with you after the stream, sir. Zach, thank you so much for everything tonight. 3, 2, 1, go. Much appreciated, guys. I appreciate you guys flexing and coming over here tonight with literally zero notice.
I wouldn't gonna say that, Angie. I'm for as offhanded as a lot of my jokes are. I don't make fun of many things on people that they can't.
Nice, Kane. Evening, Mark C. Thank you, Nick.
King's Coin said they want an MS 70 2-ounce Libertad.
Libertad. That's the. I believe that's the. I believe that's the Mexican. They're a little harder to find, so that's a phenomenal coin. That's a phenomenal win.
Well, I'm looking at the grade on that. Isn't an MS 70 like unobtainable?
That's about as high as it gets. Yeah. Yeah, usually everything's MS69. You get MS70, that's pretty much damn near perfect. See you, Phil Garner. Thanks.
Later, Phil. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, that's scary, Angie. Have a good night, Sheldon. Thanks for hanging here. Alrighty, guys, 14 seconds. Evening, Tom Riley. All right, is Zoltan going to hold it? He's out there way too early. Here comes Phil. Here comes Diggin Richmond. I don't think we've seen them tonight.
Looking for Diggin Richmond. Oh, where'd the list go? Mark Henninger, Regina Gork, The Chop Shop, Delv Melvin, or Maddie's Nifty Creations. Chop Shop, you here?
Alrighty, guys. Are any of those channels here? If they are, please speak up. We'll start the timer. I know
Deb Melvin is here.
Deb Melvin, okay. I know Regina Gork's not here because this is way past her bedtime. She's in La La Land already.
Chop Shop is here.
Alrighty, so we're looking for Diggin Richmond, Mark Henninger.
Or Regina Gork.
Well, yeah, like I say, I know she's sleeping.
You never know.
If she actually answered here, Zach, I'd fall over. Well, no, I don't want to do that. We've already done that once.
lurkers are a dangerous thing. You never know. You never know when somebody's sitting in on a channel and when there's 15 extra viewers that aren't commenting. There's somebody here.
Beto says, congrats. Culver, just to make sure, check, sir, you are in the race. And while we're waiting for that to go down, we'll find out why Culver hasn't seen his dinosaur.
The winners didn't pick coins, Silver Wishes. You're gonna have to send them pictures. I'd say go by whoever emails you first or something. You pick.
Wow, where is he?
Not funny, Danny. Who? Culver?
Yeah, he says he hasn't seen his dinosaur in a while. Well, yeah, if you're down 100, you're down this far. Yeah, I can see why. I know he's in there. He is 158. Right there. There's why you're not seeing your dinosaur, Culver. All righty, guys. Congratulations to
Chop Shop.
Chop Shop. Fantastic. I believe I've got their ad. No. Oh, Chop Shop was here?
Yeah, Chop Shop.
Fantastic. Boom. I know I have their address. Fantastic. All righty, guys. Well, we're going to wrap up the call tonight. Mr. Zack, thank you very much. I'll have the races already pre-done for tomorrow. Yes, I am going to need some high caffeine tomorrow. Yeah, Danny, yeah, we don't want that to happen. Rob, which coin did the first winner pick? Oh, we didn't ask that. I'm sorry, Silver Wishes. That was
no, I already told them to figure that out.
Taken care of. Thank you, Zach. Much appreciated.
Yeah, go by whoever emails first or what they pick or something like that. They can figure it out. It's a prize. I'm sure.
Vernon, thanks for being here. She-Devil, Tommy, thank you. Beth, thank you. Guys, everybody, thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate you guys all flexing to get over here. Mr. Zach, thank you so much for the co-host. We'll see all you people in the morning. Be good. Be safe out there, everybody. Take care.
Later, everybody.